Mark, obviously you'll keep working hard, but how hard is it to keep people doing the right things through being brave enough to make the right decisions?
Players are working really, really hard, really hard. But we've got to try and channel that into probably working a bit smarter, rather than just running for the sake of it. So we had 17 shots the other night, again, to 7. So we are doing some things right. It's just, it seems to be as soon as the opposition come into our half, they score. So we have to try and get that little bit of confidence, but we have to go back to basics and defend properly, which we've not done. Whichever formation or accumulation of players, we've not defended properly. And if you don't, then it's going to put more pressure on you having to score more than one goal. So we scored 2 goals at home the other night. Should be enough to win the game.
And you talk about smarter, not harder. That sort of, does that involve breaking habits? Because obviously, that's what training's about. It's about the repetition, so that things become second nature.
I think when you're in a bad run, but whatever it is, whatever line of work you're in, people or players start, it's self-preservation, and you don't trust your teammate, and you start playing for yourself, and we have to start trusting each other again, which we're not doing in terms of how we defend and the distances between players. They're working so hard, but we've got to make them see the bigger picture and show them it's not always about covering big distances. It's about being compact and tight when you're defending.
Is there an anger and a frustration on the training field that you can use in a positive way?
There's a frustration because it's the same group of players, it's the same tactics, it's the same coaches that were top of the league 10 games ago. So that the frustration comes from that. It's a talented group, and we weren't quite sure how they would react if we hit a bad spell. So we've hit a bad spell, and we're trying to do everything we can to give the younger players a coping mechanism of how to deal with it. And it's all right to concede a goal, but it's not all right to concede a goal and cave in, and there's still 80 minutes to go. So we have to, ideally we want to score first. If we don't, we have to make sure we roll our sleeves up and stick to what we do, and realise it's not game over when the opposition score, which is what it feels like at the moment.
Young players obviously still learning. How fast do they have to learn to be able to put that right?
Yeah, of course, you want them to learn as quick as you can, but when you see the statistics on the games that we've played, we're not doing a lot wrong. And in terms of, we're having lots of shots, we're having lots of possession, but we're not being good enough in both penalty areas, which is at the end of the day where it matters. We've got to defend ours better, and we've got to be more prudent in the opposition's penalty area.
Is an away game welcome after the home run that you're on?
Yeah. We like playing away from home. There's less pressure on the boys, and listen, at some point we have to start performing at home. Not saying we're not performing, we're just not winning. But there's less pressure on us away from home. We're dangerous to play against away from home, and it's important. This is the next game, but we're looking forward to it.
What did you make of Oldham's result and performance against Exeter the other night?
I think the sending off changed it drastically. They've got some good players. They're trying to play football. They roll the ball out from the goalkeeper, and Dino's done well. I think they're playing quite well, and be a tough game.
Can you get yourself? I suppose the key is to try and get yourself a start again in the way that you did against Grimsby, which gives you a bit of momentum going forwards again.
Well, ideally, we'd like to score the first goal. We went a goal down at Grimsby, but we had the guts to come back with a wonder goal from Odin. But we want to try and get the first goal and make it difficult for the opposition.
A couple of players went off injured on Tuesday night. How's that affecting selection for the weekend?
Yeah, both will be out. Dom's got a slight calf strain, Dom Bernard, and Odin's got a bad ankle injury, and he'll do well to feature again for us this season.
Which massive disappointment, bear in mind the start that he'd made and the potential that he was showing.
Yeah, he done brilliant for us. He started off on fire on Tuesday. And it was a horrendous tackle. I think if you look at going back to the stats, I think Port Vale committed 28 fouls, which is an awful lot, and there was a lot of nasty ones in, and that was one on a young player that's been probably close to finishing his season.
But I suppose as one door closes on one player, another opportunity opens, and people to come back in.
That's right. If you look at sort of the mainstay of our squad, and Shepherd and Mills, Joe Mills, have not played together as fullbacks more than a handful of times this season, which has been a big miss for us. So we were having to muddle things around defensively. But with Odin and Dom missing out, and that gives, like you say, gives an opportunity for somebody else to stake a claim.